understand that we're in some tough times, but let that be their problem. Don't let their problems be your problem. Don't let their hang-up become your hang-up.
Jonathan Sprinkles, who is an award-winning motivational speaker.
Jonathan Sprinkles.
Jonathan Sprinkles.
Jonathan Sprinkles. Jonathan Sprinkles.
Right now, we're in this place where fear, blame, and entitlement have been woven into our society. So now we are looking to somebody else to bail us out of everything. And we have to be willing to replace that fear, blame, and entitlement with self-determination and personal responsibility.
You know, also give you a little sprinkleism as well. Don't complain about what you create. The reason why is because we all know how to start, but nobody ever talks about what do you do in those moments when you want a donut and a rice cake just won't do.
Just like Michael Jackson said, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change.
I love that song.
Vince, this kid needs to be taught a lesson. Some people call it a cap gun. Where I'm from, they call that a thug starter kit.
Hey, I'm your connection coach, Jonathan Sprinkles. For almost 15 years, I've been working with organizations and associations just like yours, helping them get connected. And that helps them become more productive and you more profitable. Let me explain. There was a recent study that came out that said that 80%, listen, almost 8 out of 10 people in organizations just like yours who said that they would be, in their own words, significantly more productive if they were properly inspired to do so. Well, that's where I come in. I have a message, and it inspires people to aim high and reject excuses. I encourage them to accept their role in your organization's future so that we all create it together and we understand what everybody does so that we can move forward on the same page. See, more than anything, when they walk away, they will all know their personal inspiration, which is their reason to work harder, stay later, and win bigger. Because inspired people do inspired work. Check it out.
You've got to learn how to speak what is not as though it were until it is.
You don't rise to your level of expectation, you fall to your level of training.
The first person you have to sell is you have to sell yourself to yourself. What do you believe about yourself? See, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do until you get to do what you wanna do.
I had the pleasure of listening to Mr. Jonathan Sprinkle do his very energetic, very funny presentation, and very worthwhile.
How many of you have ever said something you didn't mean to say? Okay, yeah. How many of you have ever bought something, you look back and you say, why did I do that? Yeah, how many folks ever woke up next to somebody else? Anyway, forget it, don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Now, some of y'all look at that and go, dang.
I don't know which I enjoyed better, the content or the style of the delivery. He was great.
Leadership is a transfer of enthusiasm. That whatever is inside you is going to be transitioned into them. So you're truly going to pass it on, whatever that may be, whatever you're bringing into the office, whatever you're bringing into the hospital, you are going to pass it on. Whatever you put out is what they're going to follow and what you're going to get back.
You're the light bearer. It doesn't take a whole lot of light, it only takes one. It doesn't take a whole lot of hope, it just takes yours.
John Maxwell, the leadership guru of them all, he said, you can attract what you want, but you will reproduce what you are. My mom was just a little bit more down home. She said, baby, attitudes are contagious. Is yours worth catching?
I've been at St. Luke's 35 years, and that's what people tell me when they come in. They say, there's something different about St. Luke's, and you caught it. And I don't know how you caught it because you don't work here, but you caught it, and that means you got it.
How awesome would it be if when you see somebody embodying faithful love and care, somebody helps you, somebody gives you a hand, how awesome would it be if you just take a little sticky note and just write W-O-W. Wow. And a happy face and sign your name at the bottom. How awesome would it be for us to get out of that digital age where we send text messages to say thank you and send emails which only get read and deleted, and get back into writing thank you notes and saying, you mean something to me. You matter to me. I decided to take the time out to write you and let you know about this. Folks, these are the little things that make the difference. People will forget most of the things you say and some of the things you do, but they'll never, ever forget that thank you note that you wrote them.
My name is Laura Bogard, and I worked with Jonathan Sprinkles for about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, pretty closely planning for our event. And it was so great to work with him. He was so personable, so accessible, responsive, and really gave it his all to create a presentation that was specific to our hospital and our hospital system. And it was such a pleasure to work with him. It was a greater pleasure to watch him in action. And everyone that participated really had a fabulous time and really loved having Jonathan speak to us.
I brought him in here for our forum as a speaker, and I heard that you rocked the house. I was able to take a look, and it was a packed house.
About 3 years in the business, I've been to several hundred hours of professional development, and I have to say this had the most substance and top notch of all that I've seen. I recommend Jonathan to speak to any group.
That was awesome and inspiring, and the folks that weren't in the room, they just missed the best part of this conference.